It was bad enough proposing filing wrongful death suits against the first responders, but I think it did make it even worse when we go like that afterwards. I think it's disappointing that you were disappointed that we can't file those lawsuits. Wow, way to stick up for your employees. I don't know how many times I've had to say this, but to also make that argument irrelevant, the vaccine does not prevent infection. It only reduces your symptoms. This is per Anthony Fauci on television. This is per the clinical trials. So the vaccinated and the unvaccinated can catch and spread once again. But the good news is I found out why everyone is so uninformed on this. It's because I ran into Dr. Pino last week out front, and he doesn't know it either. It's admitted openly that the vaccine does not prevent the spread.
Who said that?
You don't know that.
The endpoints of these trials are not designed to see if they stop the actual infection.
And that's the primary endpoint, to prevent symptomatic disease, not necessarily to prevent infection. Not necessarily to prevent infection.
That doesn't prevent the spread?
Can I just get on record that you do not think that the vaccine...
Medically qualified medical director.
So please tell me, why is it that Dr. Pino doesn't know this information? I, little old me, knows more about the clinical trials and what the vaccine is designed to do to lessen symptoms, not prevent infection. How is that possible, that I know more than your qualified medical director? This is alarming. And yet I spread misinformation.
And they have received an abundance of misinformation, and then they stand in here and recite it as if it is factual information.
Every meeting, and to this one today, I have stated everything from the CDC, HHS, Harvard, VICP, and VAERS. It is not misinformation. That database is hosted on the CDC website. Not only is it illegal to make false entries, but most of them are made by medical professionals. So please don't discount it by focusing on the random outliers and not the mountain of evidence of tens of thousands of reported deaths into a system that is only collecting about 1%. According to Harvard and the HHS. That would actually be like 15,000 women coming in here and claiming they had been raped. When we find out 100 of them made the story up, we throw the other 14,900 out and call them misinformation. That's what you're doing to the victims in that database, and that is not fair. They deserve a voice. You have to attack my qualifications because the information I've provided thus far is verifiable and well-sourced.
What we hear coming here before us are not individuals who are qualified to offer any opinions.
The vaccine adverse event reporting system hosted on the CDC website.
This information.
CDC website.
And then they stand in here and recite it as if it is factual information.
The CDC website.
But I would tell you that we go back and we validate some of the information.
CDC website.
The facts from our medically qualified medical director in order to save lives. And I have an abundance of experience of doing just that, and it is irrefutable, regardless of whatever these people, and here are other people who come in who want to push back against the decisions that I've made.
And everything else is about medical choice, and that's very hard to argue against. You claim you aren't forcing it, but this is coercion.
You know, we're not forcing anybody to do anything. Stay home, though, if you're not going to do it.
Please stop coercing your employees. Firefighters deserve medical choice, not penalties that eventually lead to unemployment.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker, please.
Name is Lou Goby. My address is exempt as a so-called public servant of the community.
Hearing from some people who claim to be public servants this morning who feel like they are being infringed upon by getting vaccinated.
As a public servant yourself, Commissioner Luke Wilson, as a person who took an oath to accurately represent the community, spreading misinformation should not be part of the fabric or tools used when you're trying to criminalize unvaccinated first responders. First responders prove on a daily basis their non-stop dedication to the community in which they serve. This is so sad. To insinuate a first responder is willingly putting their community at risk is grossly disrespectful and inaccurate.
If there's somebody who's responding to a call, they know or should have known they could expose somebody, an innocent person, to something deadly, can that open them up to a wrongful death suit? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Just from the standpoint of the government, remember there's sovereign immunity, so it can expose you to something, but the liability is limited.
To insinuate that there should be ability to sue that serviceman or woman, the same serviceman or woman who is responding to a call attempting to save a life is grossly disrespectful and inaccurate. To incinerate first responders are putting their job titles above the care of the community is the ultimate disrespectful and inaccurate comment to emanate in the mouth of a politician. I must emphasize that Commissioner Wilson and other members of this board comment to discredit and dishonor the level of care provided by first responders to their community is appalling. Especially on your Orange County profile, you describe yourself as you, Nicole, believe that everyone has equal right under the law and is committed to working on behalf of the underserved member of our community. I 100% agree that everyone has equal rights under the law. But your unprofessional reaction when the attorney answered your answer did not match the description. Your attempt to galvanize the community against the very people that took an oath to protect them is not only extremely disheartening, but most importantly, abuse of your power. Whether you're vaccinated or not, first responders have and always will respect, serve, and put above ourselves the community that we service. Thank you.
All right. As we move forward, I'm going to ask those who come to speak refrain from personalizing comments. You know, I think that's a respectful thing to do. And we can move forward. Next speaker.